Welcome back, brothers, to the Chill Stoic. This is the sanctuary where we cut through the noise of the modern world and connect with the timeless truths that build real strength, the kind that echoes, not shouts. Today, we're tackling what might just be the most elusive yet most powerful skill a man can cultivate in our hyper-reactive world: emotional non-reactivity. You've seen it, haven't you? Maybe you've even been that man, the guy who unravels at the smallest slight, a delayed text, a sarcastic comment, a woman's emotional storm. Suddenly, his mood shifts, his tone sharpens, and the calm he claimed to have was nothing but a costume. He becomes loud, defensive, chaotic, convinced he's asserting strength when in truth he's exposing deep fragility. Because here's the quiet truth most never realize: strength isn't how loudly you react, but how deeply you remain unmoved. Stoicism never taught us to feel nothing. It taught us to master what we feel and, more importantly, how we carry it. Emotional command, not coldness, but mastery. Let's be absolutely clear from the jump. Non-reactivity is not emotional coldness, it's emotional command. It's the ability to feel everything, the anger, the frustration, the fear, and still remain aligned with your values, your higher self. It's not the absence of emotion, but the presence of mastery. A man who cannot be swayed by the volatility of others is a man who has truly come home to himself. He doesn't suppress, he observes. He doesn't explode, he chooses. And in that sacred space between stimulus and response, he finds his true sovereignty. Think about it this way: reactivity is automatic, it's primal. It's the toddler's tantrum, the angry honking in traffic, the heated, impulsive text you instantly regret sending. It comes from the amygdala, that ancient fight-or-flight part of your brain screaming for survival. But response is sacred. It's conscious, measured, aligned with your higher self. It comes from the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for rational thought, for wisdom. Reactivity is what happens when the world controls your state. Response is what happens when you take the reins back. The great Viktor Frankl, a man who survived the depths of human cruelty in concentration camps, said it best: between stimulus and response there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. That space, brother, is the beginning of your quiet gravity. It's the moment you step off the emotional treadmill and back into your power. The high cost of reactivity, why it undermines everything. Now let's talk about what happens when you don't cultivate this superpower. The consequences are far-reaching, and they actively undermine the kind of man you want to be. First, people learn how to control you. The more reactive you are, the more predictable you become, and the more predictable you are, the easier it is to be manipulated. You give away your power not because they took it, but because you surrendered it. A coworker learns how to fluster you. A partner learns how to push your buttons. A stranger learns how to make you lose your peace, and you're no longer a sovereign man. You're a puppet with exposed strings. Second, you lose respect from others, and worse, from yourself. No one truly trusts a man who wobbles at the first sign of tension. No one builds a secure life with a man who becomes the storm instead of standing calmly within it. And women especially, whether consciously or not, are always testing to see, can I feel safe in his presence when I feel unsafe in mine? If the answer is no, she may stay physically, but emotionally, spiritually, she starts to retreat. Third, it's utterly exhausting. You burn immense energy reacting to things that won't matter tomorrow. You stay up at night replaying conversations that should have ended the moment they began. You drain your spirit fighting battles that were never truly yours to begin with. Emotional volatility is not just unattractive, it's unsustainable. Like a ship with no anchor, constantly tossed by waves, you eventually drift, spin, and sink. Reclaiming your center, the practical path to stillness. So, how do you reclaim your center? How do you actually train this inner stillness? It's a deliberate, daily practice. 1. Identify your triggers. This is foundational. You need to know yourself better than the world knows how to provoke you. What sets you off? Is it disrespect, feeling ignored, chaos, instability, a perceived loss of control? Start tracking the patterns. Journal them. Observe yourself not with judgment, but with detached curiosity. As Epictetus said, no man is free who is not master of himself. The more you understand what stirs you, the less you become ruled by it. 2. Create the sacred space, the pause. That pause, that breath, that sacred second between what was said or done and what you choose to do with it. It doesn't have to be long. Just long enough to bring your full awareness to the moment. Just long enough to stop the automatic reactive script from playing out. Sometimes, the strongest thing a man can do is say nothing at all. Let their words hang in the air. Let the silence be your response. 3. Detach from the outcome. This is deep Stoic work. Amor fati. Love your fate. Accept what comes, not with apathy, but with alignment. Your job is not to control others, but to govern yourself. Their emotions, their chaos, their choices. That's their weight to carry, not yours. Respond when necessary, withdraw when it's wise. But never, ever, let their storm become your identity. 4. Practice in peace. Don't wait for a crisis to train your mind. Practice this skill in the small, everyday moments. When traffic gets thick, when your plans change unexpectedly, when someone interrupts you mid-sentence. These aren't just annoyances, they're reps. Reps for your inner calm. Reps for your sovereignty. Reps for your quiet dominance. Every time you choose not to react, you strengthen that muscle. 5. Observe more, speak less. A man who masters non-reactivity naturally becomes a keen observer, not because he fears being heard, but because he's realized that true power doesn't need to be explained or justified. When others get loud, you get still. When others try to provoke, you hold your ground. When others act out, you lean in. Not with reaction, but with calm, reasoned presence. This doesn't make you weak, it makes you untouchable. The profound result, gravity and grace. What happens when you truly live this way? You become magnetic. People start leaning in, listening closely. They might not know why, but your very presence shifts the energy in the room. You become the anchor. The calm within the noise, the one she trusts implicitly when everything else falls apart. You no longer need to ask for respect, you embody it. And from that stillness, you lead, not with volume, but with vision, with an authority that is felt, not heard. So remember this, brothers, emotional non-reactivity is not passive, it is the boldest form of inner leadership. It is the quiet force that makes kings of ordinary men. Build it daily, guard it fiercely, and watch the world bend to the man who will not be moved. If this message stirred something in you, share it. Not because it makes noise, but because some man out there needs to hear what stillness sounds like. Follow the Chill Stoic wherever you get your podcasts for more timeless wisdom. And above all, remember, true strength doesn't shout, it stands.